Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Serena. My channel is all about productivity, lifestyle and lore. And today is going to be a book review and also a book summary. And the title of the book we'll be reviewing today is She Triumphs by Barrister Rita Akpata. This book is actually a very interesting book. I love it. This was one of my reads in February. And this is just a book more like to encourage women to push themselves beyond the status quo. Basically, this book is about 35 pages, so it's a really short read, and 35 pages, if you can see that, is a really short read. And also this book was given to me by the author herself, who is also my lecturer in paralegal studies and also my mentor as well. And this book explores her life. The back is all about her and the front is about her a bit. So this book talks about how she herself was able to triumph despite the challenges she faced. She talks about chapters of this book is in really not in chapters but basically in numbers like this. Just to take a look at it. So first of all, we have the preface, dedication, acknowledgement, my story. Her story was basically how she came out of her first marriage that wasn't so successful and moved into a new marriage that was blessing her with children, good job opportunities, and more like bettered her life basically. Then also she talked about the purpose-driven woman. She talked about how she triumphed the life of an Amazon woman and the challenges she experienced in helping other people, and also about her foundation. Now let's get into it by chapter by chapter. Before we get into it chapter by chapter, in her acknowledgement, she basically acknowledged her pastors and also her good friends that were able to support her in her acknowledgement. And also she dedicates this book to 1,000 of women, to her son, her parents, and her wonderful husband. And even in her preface, she talked a bit about herself as she described this book as a tale of faith, hope, and restoration. So now let's get into the story. Are you ready? The story of this book basically talks about her childhood, her experience from her childhood, explores through her progress in the Nigerian law school where she was in Abuja campus, and also experienced her work in marriage and how everything did not work out in her first marriage. And she explored some other points of which I underlined with my pencil. I don't know if you can see that I underlined with my pencil. I was like, this book was really good. Like, I will recommend 100 times over. It was really good. Now she also explored so many other things too. Parenting. If you look at the book, I underlined a lot of things as well. Parenting and all of that. Then she also considered the reality and prayer. If you notice, I underlined it because it was really good. Even here too, I underlined it as well because it was good. Then also she explored the purpose-driven woman, like I earlier mentioned. I even asterished some place in the purpose-driven woman where she talked about, I'll just read this portion where I asterished. She said, we all have purpose on earth and we should seek to discover them, work to achieve them. Tests and trials will come your way but should not be deterred. Women, notable mothers, play the largest role in decision making in their family, education of their children, and general well-being of their home. A purpose-driven woman is therefore a woman of vision, passion, ambition, and determination, forbearance, goals, and principles, etc. So on the purpose-driven woman, if you see this part of the book, I still had a lot of underlines as well, where I was underlining some important points that she mentioned. She said you should follow God, the importance of following God, and the fact that you can do all things when you follow God. Do not be afraid to unleash your potentials. God has called you into so many things beautiful. Don't be afraid to unleash your potentials. And she mentioned in her book, a life lived on purpose focuses on you to step out of your own small space and bring service to yourself. And this goes a lot to talk about my life. My life basically has been a life of purpose-driven. It has been a purpose-driven life, and I have been pushing myself, because when I read books like this, it motivates me, it empowers me, it pushes me to become a better version of what God has called me to be. Everything we do on this world, in this earth, it is a call to purpose. And she talks about the monster called fear. And when she explored this chapter, she talks about how to overcome fear as well. She said trusting God through faith in His word helps us to overcome fear. Then she now had a summary at the end of the chapter I don't know if you can see it, where she talks about be positive, strive to be joyful, be happy as much as possible, talk to trusted friends or counselor, seek godly counsel or medical assistance. To be honest, godly counsel is something that is underrated, because a lot of people, even social media, people are getting the wrong advice, the wrong people telling them what to do, the wrong people telling them how to live life. Your basis should be godly counsel. If you're a Christian, godly counsel is very important, because with godly counsel you can be able to strive to the next level. With godly counsel you can be able to move forward. So every one of us, we need that sense of godly counsel in our life. To be honest, this book really helped me. I read this book, this is the second time I'm reading this book. I read this when I was in the university, and also I'm reading it again now in February. So this is one of my books. This is my second book I've been reading. The first book I read is How to Win Friends and Influence People, of which I have done a book review, and this is my second book for the month. So now let's get into it. She said, read motivational and inspirational book, listen to gospel song and messages. See, the Bible says something that when you fill up your spirit, when you watch what you eat, when you watch what you feed your spirit with, that you are not only feeding your spirit, you are also feeding your body. So what you take into your body as spiritual food is what is going to help you, and is what is going to show in times of challenges. She said exercise is very good. And many of you that say, oh, this year I want to burn fat, I want to have coke bottle shape, I want to have that figure 8, I want that summer body. Exercise. Oh, it is not by might, it is not by power, it is by putting in the work and exercising. Yes, you heard me right, putting the work and exercising. Then also associate with right friends and do what you love, like walking, swimming. Like you guys know in my get to know me video, I told you guys I really love swimming a lot. Then chapter 3, she explored about she triumphs, how she was able to overcome personal challenges and all of that. Then she talked about she stood to conquer again in that same chapter. Then how she got into the children department of Living Faith Church. Then also how she found love again, her wonderful husband, in the person of Mr. Akpata, how she found love again. And these are beautiful pictures of herself, her husband, her children. Also in chapter 4, she talked about channeling your experience into helping others, where she bettered the foundation during the COVID-19 period, and also how greatness lies within each and every one of us. Let me read a piece from what she mentioned here. She said, as a woman, this is not only to women, let me say as a human being, you were created to show your potentials aside from being a helpmeet for anyone. You are gifted to help humanity. You cannot be limited by race, age, religion, custom, tradition, or social dictates. Even in the past, there are several women who have broken glass ceilings and have left indelible marks in the sands of time. You are created by God to win and dominate the earth. Do not allow your circumstance to define you. Be intentional about achieving your goal. Be optimistic about it. And she cited an example of great women. She also talked about the role of women in nation building. She talked about her own foundation, which she calls the Barrister Rita Owo Akpata Foundation, which she talked about is being registered. Then also this is her picture at the end of the book, and that's just all there is to the book. So do I recommend this book? I'm rating this book a 10 over 10. Yes, you heard me right, a 10 over 10, because it is a short book. It's a short book that talks about her life and what she has gone through and how she was able to triumph. And I really love this book, and I recommend that you read it. So thank you so much for watching. Bye. Please subscribe, like, comment down below, and share with friends. So we'll see you again next time. Bye.